It's very easy for us to lose track of the people around us when we are so focused on ourselves. And in today's story, The Raven and the Magpie, we'll see how two people may look entirely different and find themselves entirely the same. One morning, Bear and Raven peered over the edge of their cave at the small, colorful bird warming itself by their campfire. Noticing the similarities to Raven, Bear encouraged her to introduce herself. Plucking a protruding feather for her cloak, she looked down at the bird and mocked Bear's judgment. "It's a magpie," came her flustered assessment. "It's a wonder you can see anything through that fur." "It's a wonder you can smell anything through that beak," returned his low growl. She paused, unsure of her judgment. She trusted her eyes while high in the sky, yet on the ground there was no greater authority than a bear's nose. "Well, look how obviously different we are," she continued to protest. "See those white feathers they have? I have none of those." At this, Raven lifted her wings, revealing a vast iridescent starscape that dazzled Bear's deep-set eyes. He lay his head on his paw and reflected quietly. "You are more alike than you think. You're the same family." She looked at his gentle, bemused face closely and decided to soften the hard glare of her eyes and give this newcomer a chance. After a few rounds of soaring high overhead, Raven was satisfied that the shifty new bird hadn't fled like a chick in a hawk's shadow. Deciding to test their bravery further, Raven dove at them from a great height, sadistically hoping that they would fly rather than risk their tapered coat. Not until Raven was mere meters overhead did the new bird cock its head and squawk an introduction in a short, scratchy caw. "Hi, I saw you flying overhead. How are you? Nice to meet you. I'm Magpie. What's your name?" The shock of this greeting broke Raven's focus, and she crashed unmajestically into a pile of leaves, her feathers sticking out like a newborn. Magpie respectfully turned his head away while Raven recovered herself, and in her privacy, Raven noticed her consideration. After how many minutes it takes for a woman to feel presentable, she strutted over to him and threw back her great head to expose her noble throat feathers. Magpies, being very equitable creatures, swept off the place beside him with his tail and performed the most elaborate corvid bow. These simple, hospitable gestures appeased Raven's pride, and she set herself by his side with a gracious nod of her beak. Bear watched this from their cave and smiled at how easily Raven could make friends when she tried. Unfortunately for him, no matter how tightly he covered his ears, he couldn't block out the incessant squawking of two friendly birds. The lesson of today's story is, don't judge a book by its cover. We may have different feathers, but we're probably the same bird. Thanks for listening.